Hey, 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 let's do an audio check while I pull up my other chat window. Give me a second here. So let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if it's too loud, too soft, all that good stuff. And I'm going to pull up the other, my phone's going off, so that's good. So the notification went out. Let me go ahead and pull up the live stream chat, and we'll get started. Fish of Hex is live. All right. Live stream chat. Oh, I can hear myself. There we go. So let me pop this chat out, and no, the audio is working. I hear myself. Okay. Alrighty. Good to go. Audio's good. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Friday live stream. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you being here. Welcome to all the new members, everyone who signed up for the daily Q&A and all that good stuff. I do understand there sometimes is a delay. Sometimes I don't get around to putting out the Q&A, but I do appreciate all the support, and yeah, definitely do. So let's see here. You guys can go ahead and start putting your questions in the comment section. I guess I'll do some. I don't really have anything written down, but there's just some changes and stuff. You guys probably want to know why I wasn't here last week. Well, just had some other stuff going on. That's about it. I just wasn't able to get in here and do the live stream. I do apologize for that. You guys are probably also wondering why there's no videos uploaded. Well, usually during the summertime, coral sales tend to dip down, but they didn't really that much. Actually, what ended up happening is I got a small dip in coral sales over the last 30 or so days, but my 3D printing sales went through the friggin' roof. So I appreciate all the support on that. Now, with that means I just had to spend more time, turn these notifications off, spend more time working on the 3D printers and getting, stuff out for that, materials, all kind of stuff. So, yeah, just haven't been able to get content done. And you guys know that I was having some issues getting flagged for just a bunch of stuff. So I've just been kind of limiting my content to certain types of videos, and we'll see what happens. I'm kind of feeling it out right now. I don't like not uploading as much as I used to. There's a good side. There's a positive side to it, and then there's a negative. The positive side is I got more time to do other things. The negative side is I don't get to upload content. You guys don't get to see stuff. So I just kind of have to figure out how to talk, how to get things going on so I don't get flagged, so I don't get strikes, so I don't get any issues with monetization. So I'm just working on that. So bear with me while I figure out what I'm going to do. But yeah, so also the website's kind of empty. I know, WYSIWYGs. There's like 2 frags there. there's a ton of coral healing right now, but I just haven't got around to taking any pictures. A lot of SPS is out of stock. I mean, I don't know what to say. I got to cut more frags. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there's any more updates. Oh yeah, I have a video uploading right now. It's the fish room update. I thought it was going to be done before the live stream, but it didn't work out. It's 4K, 60 frames per second, so it's taking forever to upload. I can create it pretty quickly in my Camtasia, my editing software, but when it comes to uploading to the internet, it takes hours upon hours. It's been like, 4 hours? It's only at like 70%, so thanks, Comcast. But yeah, so as you guys know, the live stream Q&A, we're just going to answer questions as they come in. If the questions stop coming in, we end the live stream. It's just that simple. I don't want to sit up here dancing around for no reason. But yeah, so let me go ahead and scroll up, see what we got going on. Move my other chat over here. And let me get over and turn the volume down on this guy. There we go. Okay, so let's see. The first question here. Billy, my question, should you able to air it? I guess he's talking about if I'm able to get the live stream going. What light spectrum actually stimulates coral growth? Blue, whites, I keep getting opposing information. Blue spectrum is what triggers and causes and basically feeds it's part of the feeding process. The blue spectrum is what the zooxanthellae use to produce food for themselves to grow. So blue spectrum is what you're looking for, because you got to look at the ocean. When you dive deep into the water, this is what I'm told because I've never dove deep into the water, but from what I'm told, the deeper you get down, the less white light you see. You usually see more blues because the blue spectrum is able to penetrate the water, and that's what's reaching the corals. So, yep, your blue spectrum is what you want to focus on. Next question here. What's up, Travis? Would you, after your failure with the Apex, recommend Reef Angel? And what return pump do you run? No, I don't know what the Reef Angel is. I can't recommend something I don't know. Never heard of it. Never used it. The Apex failure, I guess you're talking about my old what the hell was it? The main whatever the heck it is, the brain died. Yeah, I mean, shit happens. I mean, it's about as simple as that. Shit happens. So I got the new brain, haven't had any issues since then. So as for the return pump, I use two of them. I use Jabo DCS, what was it, 12,000, I think is the other one. Yeah, 12,000. And I have a 15,000, I'm pretty sure. Those are the two that I have running on the same section, running all these tanks. So. All right, next question. Shoot, I missed him talking about the apex failure. I just ordered one 2 days ago. Yeah, don't worry about the apex failure stuff. I would not run my system. Actually, I could not run my system with everything going on without the apex. I guess it would be a huge pain. Not something I would want to do. I already don't want to leave the house. Like going on vacation, like we go camping and stuff, which is a pain. I can only camp in places where I can get cell phone service, where I can monitor the apex and I can get notifications and I can log in and see the sump on the camera and all sorts of stuff. I won't go anywhere unless I can actually see and know what's going on at the house. And hopefully that will change in the new house, where we have stuff just automatically kicking on and taking care of the system, so I don't have to be there worrying about it all the time. I can actually have a life outside of the fish room. So pretty excited about that. Let's go to move down here. What's up? Oh, that went all the way down. Let's go and see here. So yeah, welcome to everybody who came into the stream already. Go and put your questions in the chat if you want them answered. And then we'll go from there. You guys will get the second video once it's done uploading. Like I said, it's at like 70%. So it'll be up at some point tonight. As soon as it uploads, I'll make it go live. It's just, I think it's like an 18-minute video or something of the walk around of the fish room and going through all sorts of stuff. So just kind of give you guys a little bit of content while I'm working. I have Scott working from home for me. He's in here right now, isn't he? Yeah, he's got to be in here. He's working at home. Doing some extra stuff and research for me, so I don't have to do it here. And I cannot wait until I have his ass working at my house, so we can I can get some other stuff done. You guys don't understand. It's just been progressively getting worse. I dropped all of my clients outside. I'm going to answer more questions. I'm going to figure out talk here for a second. I dropped all my clients outside of shipping coral. I do very limited consultations. I mean, I still do Skype calls and stuff like that. But with the 3D printing and just shipping alone, I mean, there's literally no way that I could do any more than what I'm doing. And I mean, if I want to have a life, I mean, hunting season's coming up soon, so I definitely gonna have to have a life doing that. I mean, October, you guys probably won't see me in October, but you know, depending on how that goes. But yeah, so I can't wait until he can come in and just take over the day-to-day stuff, which is going to free me up to make more content. I can get more stuff done, new products, new research, all sorts of things. But right now, man, it's just it's rough stuff. I mean, I'm not complaining too much, but man, is it rough. It's rough. So let's go ahead and get down here now that I'm scrolling back down. What T5 bulbs combo do you run over the 300s? Well, there's 8 T5 bulbs total. There's 2 retrofit kits. If you check out the 300 gallon playlist, Ryan, you'll be able to see the retrofit kits I put in there. But anyway, there are 4 actinic bulbs total and 4 blue plus. So that seems to be the spectrum I roll with. I'm probably going to continue that in the future. Again, give me that bluer spectrum that I'm looking for the coral growth. And speaking of the 300, I guess I mentioned this in the video today. So what you guys see on the screen now, this is kind of what the tank, I think this was like 2 months before, 3 months maybe before I started the overhaul on the 300. So what the tank looked like before I did the overhaul is probably the best that it's ever going to look. And I say that because we're kind of getting down to the wire. I mean, I'm looking at some land now. There's a lot of things going on. I plan on building in the beginning of the year. So I've been cutting the tank a lot. And it's probably never going to grow out. At least this current setup it's just not going to grow out to the way it was before I did the overhaul. And I kind of knew that getting into it. So if you guys are wondering why the tank is actually not growing and it's shrinking over the next few months, then you guys know why. But yeah, I just figured I'd mention that while I'm talking about the bulbs and growth. But yeah, it's kind of it sucks, but you know, it's just part of the game right now. Kind of just limboing through this. What's up, Travis? Hope you are good. I am decent. I haven't gotten sick yet, knock on wood. And I'm just kind of getting stuff done. Kind of having fun, not sitting in front of the computer too much. Let's go ahead and see here. What's up, everyone? I see you guys' comments coming in. I'm just not reading all of them out loud. I appreciate you guys being here. Next question. Hey, Hex, I'm setting up a QT tank and don't want to use copper. What are your thoughts on using just a gentle cure, ICX and M-roll? I don't know how to pronounce that. It's too late for that, man. I don't have an aneurysm trying to pronounce that. But yeah, so when it comes to copper, I know people can be iffy about it, but I use the HANA checker when it comes to testing the copper levels, and it's not that hard. It's not that once you know exactly how much copper's in there, you don't have to worry about it. So if you're just kind of doing a general care and you're just kind of dipping your toes in it, I would do a half a dose of copper and just keep that in the quarantine tank. There's nothing crazy. It's not enough that's going to cause too much stress or going to kill the fish or anything crazy like that. But it does help if something was to pop up. So I haven't used ICX. I don't know anything about that. I use Cupramine and I do a half a dose, and I got fish in that right now, and they're doing great. Yeah, so that's what I would do. Nothing, you don't have to go full dose if you don't want. But if you see something pop up, then yeah, you're gonna want to go to the full dose. How's Spike doing? Haven't seen him in a while. Well, he moved out. I talked about this a few live streams ago. My neighbor really liked him, and my kids were harassing him all the time, and he went to a better home. So he's happy. I got pictures of him the other day. He's climbing up the curtains, and he doesn't even live in a cage now. He just walks around the house free roam. So he's pretty happy, and he doesn't have 3 kids under the age of 4 poking at him and lifting up his cage lid and just harassing him all day. So I'm happy. I miss him to death. I miss his spikes. I miss him chilling with me all day. He's sitting on my shoulders. But it's kind of can't be selfish. It's better for him to be somewhere else and be happier. So all right, moving up. Just didn't mean to go all the way down there. That sucks. All right, Matt, here we go. Hey, man, we are getting ready to set up our quarantine tank. We have a 20-gallon tall with an Aqueon 75 hitting back filter, light power head, heater, 3-inch PVC fittings, etc. I want to do bare bottom because the quarantine tank. But will Dr. Tim's help me cycle it? And would you suggest to cycle it? Okay, so when I started my quarantine tank in here for these fish that I've been adding, you guys will see that through the next few videos. You guys will see it in the video I upload today. But so I'm adding really small fish to my small tangs and fox faces to my frag tanks because I'm trying to get fish while they're cheap. And anyway, I'm trying to think what the heck I was going to say there. Yeah, cycling. I'm actually using Aquavitral seed. I started my cycling. I cycled it 2 days before I put the fish in there. Haven't had an issue. I tested it, no problems. Everything seems to be good. So that's what I use. I'm sure Dr. Tim's would be the same thing. As long as it's beneficial nitrifying bacteria, you should be fine. Let me grab some water here. So you should be fine with that. Just be careful how much you feed. Just feed a little bit of food. Try to do mysis that's either been strained so you get the water out. Don't use dry food or flake food. Use something that's it's got less nutrient dense but still kind of fills their bellies. So you don't have to worry about having excess nutrients right off the bat. Yeah, so you should be good with that. Let me go move down here. Hey, Travis, I'm setting up a 40 breeder as a Peninsula tank. I was interested in your opinion on where you would run the return lines, either on the same end of the tank as the overflow. Okay, so yeah, you could put it on the same end of the overflow. There's no problem. I'll just have them like angle down and stuff, and then put some power heads or put a power head back there or something to help move the flow around. But unless you have it directly, the return directly dumping into the overflow, I wouldn't really worry about it. And for it to look decent, I think you're fine putting the return on the same side as the overflow. If you really want to go above and beyond, don't even. I don't know if you're probably not going to have a cover on it, but if on bigger tanks, like if you're going to do like a Peninsula, like a 1000 or something, you might not even drill a return line. You might just run the PVC behind the tank and then run, because if you have a canopy, you could run the PVC pipes above the tank and then just have the nozzles dropping into it at different spots, and you can return line that way. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that or if I'm going to drill on the 1000 yet, but you can always do that. But I'm guessing you're probably not going to have a canopy on a 40 breeder. But so you can just drill it and go that way. It's not a big deal. I don't want to worry about too much. What trace elements are you adding? Well, I went through this list. I guess I can just tell you everything I'm dosing. All right, so shit. Do I really want to do that? All right. So I got to pull my schedule because it's all here. Reminders in the Apex. I finally started using that. So, all right. So I split my dosing up for my reef tank or my system 2 times a week. So Sunday and Wednesdays, I split everything up. So on Sundays, let me go ahead and get here. Click on Sunday. That's not Sunday. All right. So that's the 9th. Okay. So on Sundays, I do refuel. I do that aquavitral fuel. So I do that 50 milliliters of that Sunday and Wednesday. Dose phytoplankton 100 milliliters Sunday and Wednesday. Acropower will just be once a week at 100 milliliters. Iodine, I dose 5 drops on Sundays. Potassium, I dose 30 milliliters on Sunday. Dose seed 30 milliliters on Sunday. Now, when it comes to the Wednesday, besides everything else that I mentioned that I dose twice a week, I dose Eco Balance 100 milliliters on Wednesday. I dose the Chaeto Grow 50 milliliters, and I got to change my carbon on the 23rd. So that's what I dose. It's not too complex, not too much stuff. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's probably a lot for the average reefer, but for me, it does pretty well. Yeah, so that's what I dose. Those are my trace elements. That's everything. I was dosing the Brightwell Aquatics amino acids for a little while, but I kind of stopped. I guess I was having some dyno issues, and then I just stopped that as my, it's one of my things that I do. If I start breaking out with dyno because I'm stripping the tank of nutrients from shipping too much, which is something I'll talk about in a later video. I'll also stop my trace elements. So I'll stop the fuel and I'll stop the Brightwell Aquatics aminos. And I just haven't brought the aminos back on. But yeah, so that's it for that. Let's go to get down here. So we are, it's 8:17 and I'm at 8:05. So we're a little bit behind. Jason, I have some type of bacteria in my PVC plumbing. What would cause that? It blows out and gets into the tank. White string, I know what you're talking about. Things also, if the sump is off, it floods back into the tank. Okay, so that is that's the bacteria I used to see when I was using a biopellet reactor. But I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I've seen it before. You said PVC. Now, I only saw that when I was using biopellets. I never saw it after that. I haven't seen it since then. And that's probably the best I can tell you. I don't know what you're adding for bacteria or anything like that, but I know what you're talking about. I've seen it before. I've had it. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to figure out a way that I can help you get rid of it, but there's got to be a reason. There's got to be something that's added to the tank that's causing that bacteria, that film to build up. I don't know a ton about it because I basically just ignored it. It went away. Over time, it went away. I stopped using biopellets. It went away. So maybe think about, I don't know what you're dosing. I don't have too much information on there. So maybe you are using biopellets. So going to move down here. John, would you suggest use in the new 3-part cycle box? What the fuck? Would you suggest use the new 3-part cycle box that's out now, starting with dead rock and sand? I don't know what that is. 3-part cycle box. I don't know what that is. I'm going to Google that real quick. 3-part cycle box. It's some kind of trick, bro. It brought up Pornhub. Sorry, that's my default tab. Okay, what is this? What is this thing? 3-part cycle box reef tank. Still just showing me porn. Yeah, dude, I don't know what that is. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything. I don't know what you're talking about. If it's something new, I don't know because I don't follow really many YouTube channels. I don't watch much of that stuff. So yeah, I can't help you out, man. I don't know what the hell that is. So Travis, I'm fragging my acros in nature. They have. Let me move my freaking mic out of the way so I can read the screen. Let me just move the whole thing. There we go. They have their polyps retracted 2 weeks later. Do you think the 250 par are not enough, or my 0 PO4 another reason? Yeah, well, if you have 0 PO4, that's definitely a reason why you'll have pissed off polyps. So you might want to fix that. Well, if you're going to cut frags, try to put them in a spot with the same par. If you're cutting them at 400, then put them in a frag tank that has 400 par. That's kind of what I'm sitting at. 250 really isn't that low. But again, it depends on the corals. I'm guessing that the low phosphates or zero phosphates probably more of a contributing factor than the par. Are gorilla crabs really bad in your tank? I don't know. I've never had them. I like to consider anything that's crabbish, that's not an emerald crab or a hermit crab. I consider those pests, and they don't make it through quarantine. So I've never had one. Sorry. I hit my candy cane today, and it tore. Think it will die. Oops. Well, you hit your candy cane today. You see the picture that I put on my Instagram. My Vlamingi tank ripped the entire colony. Let me say this again: the entire colony of bluish, greenish candy cane off my rock structure, just landed right on the heads. I mean, granted, she just made me probably like $600, but besides the point, yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, there are a ton of heads on that thing, and I can't put it back. It's just in the frag tank. I'm going to have to cut it up. So, yeah, I feel your pain, man. It sucks. Hey, Travis, do you recommend any types of media like Marine Pure? No, Marine Pure, I would not use it. I have used it before. I do have some videos on it. I did like it at one point until a couple things. One, it started coming up on my ICP test with aluminum ammonia. I don't know where I came up with that. I started getting aluminum on my ICP test. And the second thing is, if you use any of this Marine Pure like media, any kind of media that we make that we use for that beneficial bacteria, you need to put it in a spot that does not have contact with the overflow. So what I mean by that is, make sure you have filter socks or filter floss or some kind of mechanical filtration before the Marine Pure block. And if you don't, you're going to end up getting it clogged with food and fish shit and all sorts of things and whatever the heck you put in your tank. And then it's going to clog up. It's not going to flow right. And it's going to turn into a nitrate factory. And it's basically like a bomb that goes off in your tank. It's really bad. The reason why I know this is I had, 5 or 6 of those 8x8x4 blocks from the old system. And when I brought them over here and I put them in my new frag tank, it was not good. A couple months later, it just I had hair algae. I was like, what the heck is going on? I'm not feeding crap. I know what's going on. And then I removed the Marine Pure blocks and boom, it was fine. The hair algae was gone within a week or maybe 2 weeks max. And there was no issues after that. So, and then I went through and I just kind of, you just feel even the water out of them. You can just feel the dents and all the stuff that got clogged in it. So enough going on with that. But point is, I do not recommend it. 20 minutes later, Travis. Anyway, hey, Travis, starting a 180 gallon soon. I have 2 150 gallon skimmers, gallon per hour skimmers, gallon per hour, I guess I said. Can I use them instead of one big ass skimmer, a medium? But yeah, you can use that. I don't care. I think you'd be fine. It just means you got to clean 2 skimmers. So have fun with that. What do you think of running an under gravel filter? Now, don't do it. I'll read the rest of it. What do you think about running an underground filter, gravel filter in my sump, running a bare bottom tank, hoping large bacteria? But don't. Yeah, that sounds like a waste of time. Put some sand in your refugium. You'll be fine. That seems like way too much work. Completing a full sump trigger 30 replacement in the morning. Any single idea I can be sure to think about while doing completing a full sump trigger 30 replacement in the morning. Make sure you have a check valve, so you don't have water dumping back in the sump. Let me see what else. That's about it. Yeah, that's usually what a lot of people miss. That's one of the basic things that people miss is a check valve. And then you go to feed your fish, turn your tank off. You don't realize that your return nozzles are down about 6 inches in your tank. And then you drain all the water back into the sump and overflow the sump. So yeah, make sure you have a check valve. That's pretty much all I can think of. And don't throw your sump on the ground. FYI there. Looking to add, I sound like a little chick going through puberty there. I'll grab some more water. All right, so many people we have in chat now. Let me see how many people we got. Go to the other window. 77, I'll take it. Appreciate everybody being here. I don't know if I mentioned that about 10 times already, but I do. Next question. Looking to add a 50 flat to my basement sump. Would you tie it in or run it separate? I don't know what a 50 flat is. Like some kind of sandwich. I'm fat, so I'm thinking about sandwiches all the time. I don't know what a 50 flat is. If it's just a tank, then yeah, I would tie it in. I'm a strong believer of saltwater now. Just have one system, and if you want more tanks, just add to that system. Because the bigger the system gets, the better it is. And I mentioned this in the video today. Is I really wanted to add like 160. I said this to Scott too. I want to add like 160, 200 gallon barrel just to my system. Just have it tied in so I have an extra 160 gallons of water just for stability purposes. But I'm not going to do it because I don't have room for one, and I just don't feel like doing it right now. But yeah, that would be something I would want to do in the future. But yeah, so if you're going to add a system, add a tank to a system, just add it, man. Don't try to make a separate tank. That's just more work. Sucks. Trust me. What do you think about Bashi sumps? I don't know. I never used one, man. You asked a question about stuff I don't know. I'll tell you, I don't get out much. I just I just stick with what works. I don't really. I'll be honest. I don't really watch very many reefing channels. I can't remember the last time I watched a reefing channel, to be honest with you. I was looking at the video of what the tank used to look like with all its beautiful coral. Lost. I can't believe this. I can't believe I'm saying this. I lost 95% of my Fish of Hex Crown of Glory last week, and it sucked. Or actually over the last 2 weeks. It sucked so bad. It was getting shaded out, for one, so you guys know that it's already an issue with the 300. And then that encrusting Montipora, which I put in a video saying that I'm never going to put encrusting Monty ever in my neck, and any tank that I ever build that I'm planning on growing acros. I'm never going to do it because this Monty, come to find out, was just growing its green ass all the way up the back end of this friggin' Crown of Glory and just melted it away. Just destroyed it. I was able to save a couple frags. I got one in the 40 gallon growing out, but man, that whole colony gone, completely gone. That was a big seller too. Just gone. I mean, just, man. I'm telling you, the lessons we learned, it sucks real bad. Anyway, moving down here. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, you said you have 180 upstairs. Yeah, just if you're going to add a tank, man, just add it to the main. Just add it to the system. You're going to save yourself a headache and a lot of money too. Hi, I have a 165 watt LED black box, and no matter what intensity, all my rock does is turn brown. Even new coralline rock is going brown. Your light's stronger, lithium, and tank looks good. Okay, so if your rocks are turning brown, I don't know how old the tank is, but if they're turning brown, like in the beginning, you kind of get a little bit of diatoms, which just gives like a slight dusting of it's a type of algae in the beginning when you're cycling, but that can happen. Sometimes it doesn't, depending on if you cure your rock, all that good stuff. But if you're adding, you said you're adding brown even on new coralline rock. So is this live rock that you're getting from somewhere that has coralline over it and then it turns brown because it dies off? So if you have coralline going in a tank and it dies, essentially turning brown, then that means that your water parameters are off. Something is not in line with your system. If your rock is turning brown, could be a start of algae. I would double check your water parameters, make sure your nitrates and phosphates are in check, not too high. If you see algae, your nitrates and phosphates are elevated, regardless of what the test kit says. If you see algae in the system, you have elevated nutrients, period. Yeah, that's one of the things that I've been talking to people, and I've experienced this myself. So there's people out there who are fighting dino right now, which grows in a low nutrient environment, but they also have algae in their system. Okay, so this person I was talking to has algae growing on his rocks, but he also has dino on the sand bed. And you're like, how the heck does this happen? Well, if you think about it, the green hair algae is using all that excess nutrients from overfeeding and dirty water, all that crap, right? So it's using that up to grow. Now, as it grows, it makes it so there's no nutrients in the water that are detectable, which then causes the dino to grow because there's no nutrients in the water because the algae is uptaking it. And then you get two awful things at one time, and you're like, how the heck do I fix this? Well, you got to get the nutrients down. Now, I know that sounds kind of weird, but you got to get the nutrients down because there's a reason why that algae is growing, right? So the algae is growing because you got something going on. You're either overfeeding, too many fish, yada, yada, yada. We go through a whole damn list of why you might have elevated nutrients. So get the nutrients down, and then you want to manually remove the algae. You want to just physically pull it out with your damn fingers, a toothbrush, your dick. I don't care. Do whatever you got to do. Get your going off on that. Oh, they're demonetized. They're fucking YouTube. Anyway, So you want to go ahead and remove the algae. Get as much of it out as you possibly can. Just get it out of the system. Now, if it's out of the system, there's nothing there to uptake the nutrients. So then the nutrients will, even though they're already elevated, you're slowly bringing them down, right? So you're going to fix your whatever the hell you're doing wrong that causes those in the first place. And then your nutrients are going to naturally be above zero, which will help kill off the dino. So that's kind of a rough way to get rid of it. But this sucks. Trust me, I've dealt with it here. I've dealt with it here. Yeah. One of the downsides of selling out of your system is just the fluctuations are just ridiculous. But anyway, moving down. What am I at? I'm at 8:09 and I'm at I am 21 minutes behind schedule. That's fun. Man, nothing like adding a question and then having to wait 20 minutes to hear the answer. All right, I'm getting. I'm gonna have to move through these a little bit quickly to get caught up, or we're never gonna get this shit done. I'm gonna be talking all night. So, Victor, I'm not getting polyp extension on my SPS. I mean 0, but have good color. Good color. Calcium 420, DKH 8.9, PO4 4, and a 3.15 mag. Okay, go. Any thoughts? Yeah, get your magnesium up. Your magnesium's too low. Get it up above 1300. Try to get around 1320, 1350. Just leave it there. Get your magnesium up. Your PO4 is low, so get your phosphates up. Get it up to 1. Okay. NO3.15. I guess, is that what you're saying? Yeah, that seems a little low. So yeah, get your NO3 up too. So get your nutrients up. That will help promote polyp extension. Also, make sure you don't have any power heads directly blasting the colonies, because that's going to piss them off and not want them to come out. A little bit of flow directly towards them is fine, but you don't want anything. You don't want the power head going balls deep into the colony. So, do that. You should be fine. Get your nutrients back up and try to change up the flow a little bit. You should be fine. But 0 nutrients usually means something's out of whack there. I mean, your parameters really aren't that far off. I mean, I've had worse parameters than that and still had polyp extension. So, only thing I can say after that is go ahead and look at the tank at night and see if there's anything chewing on it. You got emerald crabs in there, freaking picking at it. You got some kind of pest in there. You check out the tank at night and see if anything's going on. Because if you don't have polyp extension at night, which is usually the feeding time for corals, then something's definitely off. Okay, so check out the tank at night. You should figure it out. Next question. Hey Travis, I remember you had an algae turf on the back wall of your main tank. How did you get rid of it? I removed it manually and got my nutrients in check. Moving down. Travis, I have to ask you, man, how the hell did you get to 300 up there on the stand? It must have weighed a ton. I had like 10 people here to do that for me. What should I do to clear out the bacteria bloom without getting a UV? Bacteria bloom, leave it alone. It'll go away on its own. I'm assuming you're talking about when you first just start and you get a bacteria bloom. It looks like somebody jizzed in your tank. Yeah, leave it the fuck alone. It'll be fine. One vet to another. Thank you. Hey, man, appreciate it, buddy. Do you actually need an expensive RODI? No, you do not. I think I've done videos in the past of cheaper RODIs. You can buy one off eBay. You can buy a 5-stage or a 4-stage off eBay. That means the 3 main canisters, the pre-filter, the 2 carbon blocks, and the RO membrane for like $100. And then go ahead and go on BRS and buy a dual DI resin chamber and add your own color changing DI, and you're done. Moving down. So I'm going to move through these quick because we are behind schedule. Voices are taking shit. John, on the same tank I'm setting up, I was running an 8 bulb ATI, and I was thinking Aqua Special ×4, then the Blue Plus, and then 2 Coral Plus. What's your thoughts? And as far as a good growth? Okay, so as I mentioned before, I like Blue Plus and Actinic. In the past, I have used Purple Plus. Didn't see anything major with that. And I think some pink bulb. I don't know, some stupid shit. But Blue Plus and Actinic. They work fine. Jason Fox uses the same regimen, and he's obviously doing pretty good. So, yeah, smash the thumbs up, people. I don't know how many I have, but just hit the thumbs up. Appreciate that. Would you design a custom 3D printed model on and sell the model so I can print it myself? I do not. I'm trying to think. I mean, if you want me to design you something that you can print yourself for you. Then yeah, I can do that. But that's I don't sell my own models. Like everything that's on my website, everything I've created myself from scratch. Now I've gotten similar ideas from other companies and other designs and just kind of made my own versions of them. But that doesn't happen too often. I mean, I'm not the first person who came up with the Nero 5 guard. I'm not. But I did create my own version, my own bubble or whole theme and all sorts of stuff. So I did that. But I mean, I wasn't the first Joker who came up with that. That's for sure. But I'm still selling a shit ton of them though. I mean, people. I mean, they sell them with the guards now. I'm still selling a ton of those things. So, but I ain't mad. But anyway, but if you want something specifically designed for you, so you can make it and sell, then yeah, I can do that. I also offer, if you want something specifically made, then you can order a custom item and then send me the code, the G code, and I will print it and mail it to you. I got a brand new printer. You guys will see it in the video tonight. I got a Ender 5 Plus. I got a big old bed because I got big things coming eventually. I don't know when, but they'll be here eventually. So yeah, I'm able to pretty much create anything size-wise. So yeah, hopefully it answers your question, Patrick. All right, moving down. Hey, Travis, hope everything's well for you, fellow reefers. Yes, everything is moving high from Australia. Hey, what's up? Never been there. I love the accent, and I love kangaroos. So hopefully kangaroos come from Australia, right? I don't want to sound like an idiot, but I'm pretty sure they do. And I love them because I like the fact that they sit back on their tail and then they kick the shit out of you. And I didn't know that they did that so they can rip your guts open, which is super fucked up. But hey, man, I mean, that's what you got to do to win in nature. All right. Okay. Speaking of dino, I have dino. That sucks. How do you get rid of them other than dosing NO3 and PO4? Well, Alex, what you can do is you can dose NO3 and PO4, and you can buy my dino identification guide on my website, fishfx.com, and send your sample in, and I will tell you what kind of dino it is and tell you the other ways to get rid of it. Other than that, you can get internet or Google and figure it out yourself. Moving down. Okay. I saw the stringies when I used Microbacker 7. Okay. So yeah, this must be about the white shit that comes out of the tube. Yeah, then you just got bacteria buildup. Stop using it. Okay, move down. What nitrate test kit do you use? I use Salifert and always get a 0 rating, even though my phosphates are between. Okay. First of all, Ryan, phosphates and nitrates are two different things, so you wouldn't really compare them, right? So you can have sky high phosphates and have 0 nitrates. That happens all the time. Actually, that happens quite often. Actually, I'd say actually about 5 more times. Yeah, I use Red Sea for my nitrates, and maybe someday I will get the Hannah checker. Maybe, but yeah. So if you're reading 0 on the Salifert test kit, go ahead and try the Red Sea. If you're still reading 0, then you got 0. So go ahead and dose nitrates. I have green hair algae in my tank. I manually removed it. I have a lawnmower blenny. I have turned green and blue whites lights off. I am not able to get any more fish as we are in stage 4 lockdown and cannot go out. Any ideas what would be great? Well, find the source of the nutrients. So either you're feeding too much, or maybe you have too many fish, you got dirty water, you got something in there adding nutrients. Look at everything that you're adding to the system. Look at your nutrient export. You got a good enough skimmer. Is your skimmer actually producing skimming appropriately? Are you wet skimming? Are you dry skimming? If you want to remove more nutrients, do a little bit more of a wet skim. You got macroalgae working. Is your macroalgae alive? I mean, these are all things you got to look at. There's a reason why you have the algae. So find that source. Don't look at fish as a cover-up. I mean, I have in the past. I've done it. I've gotten fish just to fix issues and cleanup crew. Now, they do help, but don't expect them to fix the problem completely. So find the source. Should be good. I would mention something about the lockdown, but I don't feel like getting fucking demonetized again. Anyway, 165 watt LED box. All of my core lines going brown, 30% white, 70% blues. I mean, you can tell me the percentages of your whites and blues all day, Robert, but I don't know what your par is. And the fact that it's going brown, I think there's something else going on. I mean, I've used those Chinese Aquamars. If you look at the 125, I grew all that SPS. I mean, it wasn't the hardest SPS to grow, but I grew it with Chinese black box LEDs. So If I can do it, you can do it. All right. What do you suggest for I fucking can't even speak today. We're going to skip that word. Fish and cleanup crew. We are going to be doing a 90-gallon display tank in the sand, lots of rock. Okay. So I'm trying to think what kind of, I mean, you're doing lots of sand. I'm stretching. So if it sounds like I'm away for the mic, it's because I'm stretching because my ass is numb. You guys notice the chair ain't making any noise because I got a new chair. So we are going to be doing a 90-gallon display tank with sand and lots of rock and space for coral. So, cleanup crew wise, I mean, obviously you're gonna what the hell are those snails? They have the little tube that stick up. They live in the sand. Those are pretty great. Sand sifting sea stars. That's one of the cool things about having sand is you get a lot of critters you can't have with a bare bottom. But you also can't get the flow that you get the bare bottom. So yeah, you gotta weigh those out. Yeah. So I mean, it's hard. I don't really know what to tell you. I mean, there's so many different cleanup crew members. I mean, I guess just a little bit of everything. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to hurt you. Moving down. Man, I'm so far behind. I got to catch up at 23. Am I still 20 minutes behind? How am I still 20 minutes behind? Man. Fucking balls. ICP is showing high aluminum, and all I'm thinking is pulling my marine pier block. Any advice? Yeah, remove it. Remove your marine pier block. Red algae everywhere. Help, my brother. Find the source of extra phosphates. Remove that source. Manually remove the shit. Remove the algae. Just siphon it out and get your phosphates down. You said, thanks for answering my question, LOL. Did I answer your question? I'm trying to. I don't think I skipped anybody, did I? Oh, I don't know. I did. It was about the UV, bacterial UV. Oh, shit. I try not to skip anybody. Might have to soon. I might have to just answer members' questions for the sake of getting through this on time. We'll see. I mean, we got 86 people in here. It's not like there's 1,000 people asking questions, so we'll be all right. You talking about trace elements dosing sooner? Do you turn off your skimmer? Yeah, I turn off my skimmer when I dose trace elements or bacteria for at least 4 hours. 50 flat, isn't that a new gangster rapper? Something. Do you think dosing Brightwell Aquatics amino acids can cause an algae bloom? I think it can contribute to it. Yeah, I don't really know to what extent. I know that it definitely makes dino worse. Trust me, it does. But then again, any trace element does. Yeah. Do you still recommend the DP4? No, I do not. I do not at all. And any chick that's never mind. Okay, not getting demonetized. Yeah. No, don't use a DP4. I just lost my cap. Nope, it's under my balls. Got it. Hello, everyone. Hi, Travis. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for your time and your advice. Hey, no problem, man. 50 flat is a 50 gal frag. Okay. Well, why don't you just say 50 gal frag? So yeah, definitely add that to your overall system. Hey man, can that bandsaw of yours cut through Bucani? Yes, it can. As long as it fits. I mean, it's not it's not as much room as you think, so you're not going to put giant chunks in there. But yes, it will definitely cut rock. And I gotta go through some of these. Hey man, how's it? Oh, here we go. Risky Biscuits. This is the FPV guy. Hey man, how long can Fritz salt be stored? I've heard it has to be used almost immediately after mixing. Also, in your experience, do brute trash cans leach phosphates? Appreciate it. Okay, so I don't know how long it can be stored for. I don't know why it would make any difference than any other salt. But I've had some sitting in my barrel for at least a week and haven't had any issues. But that could be the reason why my corals look like shit. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's I don't really know. Haven't had any issues. Like I said, a week and I still use it, no problems. I guess it doesn't really, the salt itself really wouldn't be the issue. It's what it's sitting in. And that kind of gets to the second part of this. Do brute trash cans leach phosphates? I don't think so. You have to look at the plastic that it's made out of. Not all plastics are the same. You're going to be I have a video on this somewhere on the channel. about when I got the new storage barrel, the type of plastic. I don't know off the top of my head. That's why I make these videos, so I can look, so I can put in Google a question and pull up my own video and feel like an idiot. That's exactly what happens to me. But there's not all plastics are the same. Okay, so you got to make sure you get one that's obviously food safe. Doesn't have any extra chemicals. Yada yada yada. The whole list goes on. Usually the ones made from old water bottles, stuff like that. You want to make sure that the plastic is safe, and you can tell because at the bottom of it there's going to be a stamp, little triangle, and it's going to have a number in and all sorts of crap, and that's how you know what type of plastic it is. But you're going to have to do a little bit more research on that. But I've had issues. Now, if you guys remember when I first started the fish room, I had 50-gallon white drums that were stacked for my water, and they were leaching. I was like smelling stuff and trying to figure out, they were used before and they were just leaching into the water. It was awful. So you gotta keep an eye on that and the type of plastics and all that good stuff. So wish I can give you more of an answer. And I haven't been able to fly my drone in weeks. Just started raining when I got some free time, and I just haven't been able to get out there. I'm pretty bummed about that, actually. So moving on. I got Aptasia growing all over my damn place. Tried 8 nudibranchs and they have disappeared on me. What is the workable solution for 30 gallon? Dude, if you got a 30 gallon and you ain't got much growing in there, just replace all the damn rock. Just start the system over. If you put 8 nudibranchs is not a lot. Okay. When I've had clients who decided to go and buy coral without letting me know and then get Aptasia on it, and I come check them out and the tank's full of Aptasia, I make them buy at least 20 nudibranchs minimum, and this is for like a 75-gallon tank. So if you got a big tank, you're gonna want more. So if you got 30 gallon, I would say do 1 per gallon, and then put them in at night when the fish are sleeping, and keep the lights off for 24 hours and let those jokers do some work, and put them in next to the Aptasia. Don't just drop them in and let them float around. It don't work like that. You got to put them in next to the Aptasia, and then they'll do some work. If you don't want to do that and you don't want to spend the money, this is kind of at the point now. You have a 30 gallon, right? So you have to weigh this out. How much is it going to cost for me to buy new rock and cure it and start the tank over, versus how much is it going to cost to buy all these nudibranchs? Weigh that out and make the decision. Oh, okay. Moving on. Oh, look at him. Still 20 minutes behind schedule. More than that now. All right. I got to skip some of this stuff. I'm going to go to members, and then we're going to go back up because I feel bad. So we're at, that's at 8:34. Let me write this shit down. So we'll come back to 8:34 on there. But I'm going to go to members, and then we'll come back up because I've been talking for 47 minutes, and I'm 20 minutes behind. So if we got any member questions, I will answer them. If not, of course, it's not loading. Son of a bitch. Never mind. I'm going back up. All right. So let's see here. And there. Hex, do you think about 10 days moving? Do you think about 10 days moving acros from rack near bottom to mid tank and finally rocks? Gets 350 par, enough time to acclimate. 350 par is not a lot. I don't know where you got your corals from, but if you're buying acros, they should already be at 350 par. Okay. So you should be fine. Yeah. I mean, 10 days is kind of a long time for that, but yeah, you should be fine. Unless you got them at like 90 par, 150 par, 200 par, then yeah, you might want to go slower. But yeah, most people selling acros are growing them at 350 plus, so I wouldn't worry about it. Okay. Do you like your corals or fish more? Well, I don't really like corals. Corals serve a purpose for me. They pay my bills. I mean, they look cool, but I mean, fish have more of a personality than a coral does. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have more of a one-on-one interaction with fish. So I'd say fish more, but fish don't make me any money. So got to go where that money's at, right? So I like the corals for that aspect of it. Yeah, so. Wanna print me an 80% lower? I don't know what you mean. What am I talking about? No. I gotta scroll back up. I lost my spot. Of course I did. Oh boy. Oh, the struggles of running this live stream, which is not that great. Messing everything up. Okay, basically was asking what bulb combo would you use for a stick tank? I have 8 fixture, ATI fixture. Yeah, as I mentioned before, John, I use 4 Blue Plus and 4 actinic bulbs. I think I've said that like 3 times in this stream already. So that's what I would recommend. Okay, so there's definitely a significant delay on my StreamYard. Holy moly, is it behind? I don't know why it takes so long to go through. But yeah. What substrate do you suggest for a refugium? I usually just use regular sand. Nothing special. I know some people use the mud and all that crap. I just put sand in. Am I going to do it on my next one? I don't know. We'll see. It seems to be fine right now. But yeah, I just use regular sand. My 29-gallon light stock has a stocking. Shit, I'm going to start that over. My 29-gallon light stocking has a bacteria bloom after dosing Vibrant for the first time. Do you have any idea why? Yeah, Vibrant's retarded. Don't use it. No, I don't know, man. I did some research on Vibrant, forgot about it, and I don't use Vibrant. I mean, I'm no use for it. Yeah, you're dosing bacteria, so you're gonna get bacteria bloom when you dose bacteria. So either stop dosing bacteria or wait for it to go away. Any tips on moving my tank across the room? Picked a horrible spot to set it up. Well, we all make mistakes, Ron. Well, go eat yourself a can of fucking spinach and get your freaking muscle game on and pick that shit up and move it. Or get yourself a bunch of bins and put your stuff in it and move the tank and fill it back up. True. Hey, X, did you ever get rid of the Jabo UV black residue? I picked up a Lifeguard 55 watt 5 foot around on a good deal, and it has a white liner to prevent that. Can you use it? I just haven't messed with it. I got rid of that one UV sterilizer. You guys know that I had 2 of them. I got rid of one of them, and I have yet to take the other one offline. I'm probably going to do that this week, just because I've been just trying to get it done. So thanks for reminding me. Let me write that down. Because I've been trying to take that UV off. I'm probably going to get another one. I don't know what one I'm going to get yet, but take UV offline. So I'm going to do that this week just because you reminded me. So thanks. Fish of Hex, I'm going bare bottom for my tank swap, and I was wondering if I need to employ all the N and P measures like Chaeto, etc., like I'm fighting in with my current sand tank, or will it be easier? Well, it depends. Usually, I don't know what kind of sand you had in your other one. You're talking about nitrates and phosphates. So the measures you took to control it, it depends, man. Every system is going to be different. If you have a lot of sand in the tank, it's getting a bunch of detritus and junk built up into it. Yeah, you're going to deal with excess nutrients. So I don't know if it's going to be different. I mean, it's just time's going to tell. Keep your Chaeto going. Keep up, make sure your nutrients are in good check. If you have to do water changes, just do your water changes if you need to. Watch your feeding and stuff like that. You're doing a swap, so you're removing sand, so you're going to be removing beneficial bacteria. So take the time to, let the bacteria build up. Don't feed as much. Just take your time, and then you won't get overwhelmed with nitrates and phosphates. So, yeah, I can't really give you an exact answer. Just, go with the flow, man. I have the sunset going through a part of my tank. Do you think I have to stop that? Well, I mean, you might grow. I mean, I can see the reflection in your profile picture there, the sun right behind you, or the door or the window. Now, it depends. I mean, when it goes through, is it growing algae all over that place? Is it pissing off the coral? I mean, it's not doing anything. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's natural sunlight. But if it's causing issues, then do something about it, block it. But I mean, natural sunlight in a tank isn't the worst thing. It looks dumb. I mean, I won't lie. I mean, having a blue tank and then having natural sunlight come through just makes it look weird, in my opinion. But other than that, if it's not causing any issues, who cares, man? It's extra sunlight. It's more fuel to grow. And I just scrolled all the way down. You're doing great. Try to take a breath. Yeah, I'm just moving through the stuff quickly because I'm only doing about an hour because I got prior engagements. And yeah, so I'm just trying to get it done before I have to get off. If your Crown of Glory didn't make it, I will send you a frag from what I got from UK. I appreciate it, man. It should be fine. It's getting through. I'm super bummed about that. It's just one more colony that's gone from the 300. 300 just looks empty right now, and it's going to look real empty here soon. We're going to start cutting that tank up a little bit more because, as I mentioned before, looking at some land, the whole building process is going to start in the beginning of the year. So hopefully within 6 months of the new year, I'll be out and we'll be starting the process of the new place. But I gotta get rid of 95% of the coral before I move. Now I am setting up a separate system from the main system that I'll be selling coral out of while we build the new system and we go through the whole transition and everything. But I'm not able to bring all this coral. I'm gonna go from a 300, 2 low boys and 3 low boys and a 40 gallon down to 2 low boys. That's gonna be my system while we're building the new one. So I have to get rid of 95% of the coral that I have, and I got to start that process several months before I plan on moving. I'm talking like 6 months before I plan on moving. I got to start cutting this because there's so much coral that with the healing, if I cut too quickly, I can crash the tank. I mean, there's so many things. Plus, I need to have room to put all this coral. So, yeah, that process is probably going to start in November, which is, it's okay because hunting season's in October, so I'll be hopefully smacking 3 deer in October, and I'll be done with that shit, and I won't be sitting in the cold this year. Yeah, you guys can see that on my other channel when that whole process happens. But yeah, so probably gonna start really hacking the 300 up in November. Serious hacking, like taking big chunks of colonies out and fragging them up and get them out on WYSIWYG and stuff like that. But we'll see. That's the plan, and so far everything's going pretty good. I was looking at some land the other day, and everything seemed great, but I just couldn't find a place on the topo map to build the house. There has to be a specific place on the topo map, and I'm not going to settle for not finding that. So we'll see what happens. Okay, let's go to move down here. We got a few more. I'm not too bad. Let's see, John's came up. I finally see his come up. Okay, so we're good. Yeah, we got a few more. I'm not going to head out. Hex, if I planned to run over a crowd of would you say a Humvee would be take out more? Yeah, we can't talk about that. Can't bring up any of that, Drew. Can't talk it. I don't have any opinion on it. YouTube, I have no opinion on the lockdowns. I don't have an opinion on Antifa. I don't have an opinion on anything. I don't even know what's going on. I have no clue. I am oblivious to everything. Don't demonetize me. Yeah, guys, I can't talk about any crap like that. I'm just yeah. Anyways. My tank has no algae at all, and my nitrates are about 25 point. Okay. Should I worry about trying to reduce nitrates currently dosed? Okay. Well, if you don't have any algae, I wouldn't worry about it too much, but there is a point where you have excess nutrients for such a long time, no algae, then all of a sudden you wake up one day and you have a lot of algae. So I would recommend getting that in check now and keeping it in the appropriate range just for longevity purposes. My other channel is Everything Fish of Hex. So everything FOH. I do like World of Warcraft videos, FPV. I'll put hunting up there. I'll be putting anything not reef related up there. I haven't uploaded in a little bit, of course. That's the grand scheme of things. I'm not uploading at all, really. But you know what's really annoying is I bought these indestructible shoes and I broke them in a month. So somebody tell me how they're indestructible if I'm fucking destructing them. That's not even a word, but it is now, fuckers. Indestructible. You guys heard it here first, man. I'm telling you, I'm a freaking lyrical genius. No, I'm actually an idiot. I just got lucky with this whole reef shit. I am a grunt at heart, but I got lucky with reef tanks and 3D printing. I don't know. I guess one of us got to do something. Okay. Torch is turning translucent on me. Nutrient deficiency or lighting. It's both. It's probably too much light and you got no nutrients. So yeah, you might want to fix that real quick. Best settings for Chinese black box LEDs. The trash can. I'm just kidding. No. I usually did 100% blues and 30% whites. Kind of the same AB plus spectrum, just different. But I mean, obviously, don't go 100% if that's too much par. So just do the equivalent. So say say you can only get your blues to 50%, then make your whites 15%. Same thing. Just cut in half. Get those percentages correct. What's your opinion on Harlequin Tusk and Retang? I don't have an opinion on that. Never had one. Don't know anything about them. What fish do you recommend for an 8-foot, 400-gallon in the living room? That's going to depend on what type of coral you want. For me, I love the Flamingi Tang, but if you're going to have sticks, not going to work out. Do not get the what is that other fish I got? Mahajanos. What is those other fish I had? Those freaking orange fin ones, yellow fin ones that killed themselves. Don't get those either. Rest in peace, by the way. I miss those things. I am pretty much done. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think we're done. I think this is a live stream. We did 1 hour, 81 people here. So I appreciate you guys being here. Now I just want to check and make sure that went through. Now, if you want to support the channel, head over to fishofhex.com. There's a bunch of new 3D printing stuff, yada, yada, yada. Coral will be coming eventually, but there's still stuff up there if you want to purchase it. Yeah, I think that's about it. Again, the video is uploading. What is it at right now? It's at 77%. 77%. So it went up a whole 7% while I was on this live stream. That's awesome. So maybe it will upload quicker when we're done with this. But anyway, that's about it for the stream. I think we're done. It's pretty good. I will put the notification out tomorrow for next Fridays, and I'm gonna try to do. We got the video coming up after this, and I'm gonna try to do one more video next week. Okay. I don't know what it's gonna be about, but I'm sure it'll be awesome. All right. So that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.